Hi everyone, it is cycle 2, cycle day 20, 7 DPO. I look terrible, I am sorry. I woke up this morning with a migraine and didn't have any medicine because the normal medicine I take is, or was, recalled, and so they stopped making it altogether. And so I haven't been able to get any, and then my husband went to the store, and anyway, I'll probably get into that a little bit later. I did do a video this morning of a live pregnancy test, and I don't know that I'll post it because at the time I had already taken my pills, and they were just trying to kick in, and so I was whispering and I was shaking, and it hurt to move my head up and down. You can kind of hear that, and anyway, I will explain to you about that though. So I've been taking tests since 5 DPO, so 5, 6, and 7 DPO, which is today. I took a test and I kept them. I haven't done that before in the prior cycles, just because I figure, I'm going to call it negative. I'm going to throw it out until I find a positive. But then I saw that other ladies were doing it because, like, if I were to get pregnant this cycle, I'd kind of like to look back and see this is how it progressed, and this is what it looked like on CD 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, on and on if I were to actually get pregnant this cycle. So I thought that might be kind of something. So I will show you from cycle day 5, which is actually when I did my last video. I don't really see anything on there anymore. I thought I did. I don't know. My eyes like to play tricks on me. Yesterday's, I considered absolutely positively that this is negative. I figured that much. And then today's, I swore I saw a hint of a line, but I don't know. This morning I did though. When it was wet, before it had dried, I had sworn, let's see how well that's focusing, that I saw a line. I don't know. Like I said, I had a migraine, so it was hard to concentrate and my eyes got all shaky. And anyway, so I did take that video, and I was whispering, and it was bad quality. So I'm going to try to edit some of it in. I don't know if I can do that. I just learned editing like last time, and I only learned how to insert a picture somewhere in there, and I don't even think you could do it at exact time. I'm not sure because it's like in little pieces, because I use Windows Live Movie Maker. That's what I use. So I don't know what to do, how I'm doing it, none of that. So I'm just kind of playing it by ear. If I can figure out how to do it, then great. So yeah, so I took today's test, and I thought I saw a little bit of a line. So I figured I would use one of my 3 first response 6-day sooner tests. And so I did that, and in the video I had gotten the timing wrong. I thought I could just follow, what the timing was at the bottom of the screen, and so I was like, well, I probably dipped it about 30 seconds. And so I went by that, and I said, okay, 3 minutes, 30 seconds, I can check it now and know that that's the true answer. And then it was negative. And then I figured out after the video that I actually hadn't dipped it until closer to 2 minutes. So I looked at it much too early. But then after I turned off the video, I looked at it some more, and I had heard people saying that they can take those apart. Now, I've taken apart the dollar store and the Walmart ones. They're just the little dollar ones, and because it's just a strip like the ones that that I take anyway that I got off of Amazon. So today I tried opening it, and I didn't see a line. And I had opened it a little before probably I should have, because the whole time window where you can read it wasn't up, because it was shortly after I turned the camera off and then realized that I hadn't waited long enough. But anyway, so I looked at it and I was like, oh, there's not a line. So I put it back in the package, and then after my headache had doled out, which I can still feel it, it's not fun, but my headache had doled out, so I could look at it better, and I see a line. There's a line there now. I would bring it to show you, but they're kind of weird, and I feel kind of weird touching it. So, but there is a line, and that could most definitely be a evaporation line, although I don't know if that happens if it's taken apart and it's just by itself. I don't know if you can still get an evaporation line. So if you guys know that, that'd be great, because I'd really like to know if it's possible to get an evaporation line when it's just the thing by itself without the little, without all the extra stuff. So anyway, and it was very faint. So let's see. I am participating in VEDA, VEDA, which is Vlog Every Day in August. They also do one in April, but I wasn't vlogging in April, so I didn't do it. Anyway, so I'm going to try to do this YouTube challenge where you vlog every day in April, or I mean August, and so we'll see. I'm more likely than not going to look like this more days. Yes, today I have to lounge around because whenever I stand up, my headache comes back, but a lot of days I just don't put on the makeup. I'll get dressed, but I won't get all pretty and whatever. So, yeah, I'll probably have hair in a bun and no makeup on. I can't believe I just did that. Anyway, so, yeah, and on the VEDA, I'm going to talk about more than just TTC, although for the next however many days I'm going to be testing every day, and so I will vlog about that. I'd also like to vlog about things about me so you can learn a little more. So if you have any suggestions or any questions or anything you'd like to know or see, let me know about that. But I figured I would start today with talking about this Excedrin migraine. They had a recall. I don't remember when. Somebody told me today that it was January. I couldn't remember exactly when. And I think I didn't know about the recall. Yeah, it was before January that it was recalled. But last year on Thanksgiving, I got a migraine, and I took an Excedrin migraine because that's what I always take. And it helped, and then I went to sleep, and every time, if I'm going to have a migraine, I can tell the difference between a migraine and a headache, because if I go to sleep with it, I wake up with it worse. And if it's just a headache, I sleep it off. I mean, of course, migraines are even worse, but sometimes you can have pretty bad headaches and you just sleep it off. Well, I never sleep off migraines. It gets worse throughout the night, like it did last night. And that one night was the worst migraine of my entire life, on Thanksgiving night. And I always do the early bird shopping on Black Friday and everything, so I was up at like 3 or 4 with this terrible, terrible migraine. So anyway, I take the Excedrin and I leave, and I've got this headache, and I'm like, oh, I just want this to go away. I get really nauseous, my stomach gets upset, and like all this stuff happens to me, as it does most people with migraines. So we go, and it's dark outside. It's not like I have to worry about the sun in my eyes and everything. And I'm walking around Kohl's. That's one of my favorite places. And sorry, we have gnats. Ugh. Sometimes you don't change your garbage in your bedroom, and you have pieces of plum in there. It tends to form gnats or something. I don't know how they do it. I don't care. It's just gross. I did change my garbage, but they're still alive. So, whatever. Anyway, So I was at Kohl's, and I felt so sick. Like, I felt weird. Like, I felt like I had taken way too much medicine, and I was just, I think that I was one of the people that had gotten the prescription drugs, because that's why they did a recall. There were some of the prescription drugs that they make had accidentally gotten into the Excedrin bottles, and I have never felt so bad in my life. Like, I didn't want to miss out on the sales. I'm crazy about that. I'm like crazy about sales. So I'm walking around, can't even take a sip of water, or I think I'm going to get sick. And I mean, everybody who saw me that day said I looked terrible because my lips were just white, and like, you could tell I didn't feel good. And later that day, I started to feel better, like when the medicine was wearing off. So it was like, I think that happened to me. But anyway, that's why they did that. And so now they don't even make the stuff. They keep saying they're going to come back, I guess. But this morning I bought, or actually my husband went and bought because I was in too much pain for work. I don't know if this is going to show up backwards for you. Anyway, it's Safeway, and it's just the off-brand, and he wanted to get me Bayer, and I said, no, I have to have something that says migraine on it, and this says migraine on it. And it works. It works like Excedrin migraine, but you can only take 2 in a day, and it doled it out, but every time I stand up, or I have asthma, so sometimes I take my inhaler because I have allergies and we sleep with the windows open, and so it gives me asthma. But I take my inhaler, hold my breath, and it just feels like my head's going to explode. No fun. Anyway, so now that I've rambled on about this, I will say that it does work. You're just going to have to lounge around until your migraine actually subsides, not just being masked by painkillers. So anyway, there is my vlog for today, and I will be back and see you guys tomorrow. Alright, bye.